There's only 4 days left until the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 41. And Monday brought us our go home show of Monday Night Raw, and it was quite the episode. Welcome to today's episode of the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast. This is Sean, and once again in the co chair is Mr. T. Reese. Um, so, with time running out before WWE's biggest show of the year, what are we thinking as far as this goes? And obviously, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give us your thoughts. We're trying to grow the show here, and obviously, any comments and whatnot are greatly appreciated. We can get your opinions if you agree, disagree with us. Give us some ideas. But T, what do you think? What was your opinion of the Go Home show?
Well, overall, I thought it was an okay show. I mean, I don't think there was too much in there that blew the socks off of us or anything. I think it's just kind of I think some of the major characters for WrestleMania, they kept it safe this week for a lot of them. But it was fine. I mean, it was nothing. I mean, the ending of the show was great. I mean, you get to the last quarter of the episode, it was fantastic. But overall, I probably give the whole show maybe a three out of 5 stars.
I think I can agree with that. They did a lot of finishing up with getting the progression of stories going into the big event. I think, like you said, the biggest part is the final segment with Reigns, Rollins, and Punk, and that absolutely blew the roof off for me. It was an absolutely fantastic close to the show, and I don't think I've ever been more hyped than I am now for that particular match. Obviously, we will talk about that once we go through and recap the show, but I think that that is probably my most anticipated match going into it because other than thinking that Reigns isn't going to win, I don't know who's going to come out on top. There's so much intrigue for that match that I think WWE has finally figured out how to tell that story correctly.
Yeah, they're earning it out perfectly right now. They're keeping us watching, keeping us wanting more, keeping us wanting to. Well, I mean, like you said, nobody can figure out exactly who's going to win this match. I guess right now, for me, it's just a toss up, and WWE did a perfect job at writing and scripting everything to keep us guessing. Like we don't know who's for sure going to win this match, but I don't care who wins this match at this point. This thing is just it's great TV. I mean, even CM Punk. I mean, they're kind of using him as this. He's kind of getting smacked around a little bit in these last couple of weeks, but yeah, it was a good show.
And it's been a while since we've seen Reigns take the beating that he's taken the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
which is not gonna lie, kind of nice to see that he's been knocked down to earth a little bit. But we'll get to that as we progress through the recap here. Overall, I think that this show did a real good job of finishing its storylines for the entire event. We got several matches and several in-ring promos that worked pretty good at setting everything up. So to start, the show opened with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee talking about how Cole was going to have an interview with Gunther later on in the show, only for Gunther to basically power walk to the ring and demand that his segment happen right then and there. What are your thoughts on that?
No problem at all. I mean, again, it's great TV. I mean, I'm glad they're starting to do this more interactive stuff. This more behind the scenes stuff they're doing. It's great. It's kind of weird is they haven't done any type of I don't know segments like they're like remember how Cody and Reigns last year had like these segments like it was filmed in like for a movie and stuff like that. They haven't done it for WrestleMania this year. I'm a little shocked. I expected it to happen, but I'm fine. It was great. I had no problems.
I like the fact that they, after 2 weeks ago when Gunther beat the hell out of Jimmy, I kind of like the fact that they haven't gotten physical again since then, and they've basically let their promo work do the talking. Last week, Jay's promo was absolutely incredible, and I think having Gunther come out and respond the way he did basically going off about Jay and Jay's fans about how they don't mean anything. They don't even compare to him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sort of having Gunther act like he is like gonna lose, like he's sort of losing it mentally here. Um, Part of me feels like that's gonna play a big part in this match because you
Mm-hmm.
notice that he is like every time he starts to bring up Jay, he gets not like I wouldn't really say flustered, but sort of out of sorts with it. Like he gets so illogically angry that I could see that playing a big part in this match, and Jay potentially taking advantage of that.
Well, don't forget he mentioned in the promo he says something about it was like what do you say 2 weeks ago when I bathed in your brother's blood. I was in.
Yes,
He said I was in full control and I loved every minute of it. So
yeah.
he's saying he ain't losing it. He's doing it all purposely.
I don't know. It still seems like he's going a little bit off the rails to me. I will say though that it was nice to see a little bit more like emotion from Gunther. He's not really like he's usually pretty stoic in the ring because he's the ring general. It was nice to see him actually like visibly angry.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. I think it fits this storyline.
Well, honestly, I mean, since Gunther's been on the main roster, this is his best promo he's ever done. Was Monday night. He hasn't done a
Yeah,
better promo at all. I mean, there's no promos he's done since he's been up there that's been better than that.
honestly, it's because most of his promos, it seems like, are usually the same. They're,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm better than you, and you just can't stand with me in the ring because I am
Yep.
just so much better than you.
Yep.
So it was definitely nice to see something a little bit different from him. And I gotta say, with going into Mania, I was worried about this match originally, and just with the way the storyline was going, they definitely turned it around. And
Mm-hmm.
now I give a shit about this match, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Originally I didn't. And I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like a lot of the WWE universe probably felt the same way.
Well, I think a lot has to do because we know what kind of wrestler Jey Uso is in the ring. And if you're comparing the two, you're not. I mean, obviously Gunther has him by a mile or even
Yeah.
more in terms of wrestling in the ring. So that's what kind of set me back a little bit, saying, "Oh, I don't know how great this match is going to be," because the Uso, his matches are pretty much wash and repeat. But if he says he's going to be a different person, maybe we get something different out of him in the ring this time. Maybe we see some more moves, some more high flying stuff. It'd be interesting to see. I'm very curious on how this match is going to go.
I and we'll get to it because Jay had a promo later on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think we see Jimmy come back for this match?
He probably will make an appearance at WrestleMania. I don't know if he's going to be at the match. I can probably see him backstage in like a wheelchair, and they show Jay slapping him up before, he heads out into the arena. I don't know if they're going to have him on there. I don't know if he's going to be involved directly in the match. Who knows? I mean, he could. I don't see no problem with it. I mean, let him interfere in the match. I mean, if they want to pull the belt off of Gunther for a little bit, I have no problem with them involving his brother to interfere and cost Gunther the match.
Especially after how it went down with the match between Jimmy and Gunther. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Jimmy's going to want some sort of revenge for himself. Keep in mind, they could also swerve that and have him come down and end up screwing it up for Jay. Like, I'm still not
They already
100%.
did that.
I don't mean intentionally. I mean, like coming down and accidentally screwing it up.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
I
know
know,
about
I
that.
know in the past they had it where Jay came or Jimmy came out and cost him the match. But like I'm saying, like he comes out and it just causes Jay to get distracted. Like Gunther hurts Jimmy, and Jay gets distracted by it, and it ends up costing him the match in that sense.
Yeah, but then what do you do? I
Yeah,
mean, what do you do with what do you do with the Usos now? Now you're
you
squashing them on. I mean, technically, okay, I can see a world where that happens, and then they come back with something in terms of they have a rematch.
yeah. I just
But I just
I'm
don't
not a
see
hundred.
a rematch after WrestleMania between the two. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. We'll obviously talk about this more when we do our prediction video in a couple days. So everyone keep an eye out for that. If you subscribe, you should get the notification, be able to see that, give your comments on who you think will be winning the different matches. But I think that there is still a chance that Jay could lose this match. I'm not 100% sold that. Like, I know WWE loves the happy endings, but I guess it depends on where the match ends up falling on the card for me. Like, if it opens, I could see Jay losing.
Well, they kind of when you watched, I don't know if you remember, but they kind of laid out all the matches during the episode. It was almost like they were showing the schedule of the matches, and this match was one of the later day one matches.
Okay,
I don't know if that's the proper, process, or if that's how the scheduling is going to work for the show. I assumed that it was the way they were laying all the matches out, and this match was on day when they were doing day one. This was the match. It was kind of a later match before the main event, like right before the main event.
Okay, then I mean, if that ends up being the case, that definitely might change my thoughts on who wins. But like I said, keep an eye out. We're gonna get into a special video for that alone. So moving on from this opening promo, we went into a women's singles match between Liv, accompanied by Raquel, and Bailey, accompanied by Lyra, both of who teams which will be competing at Mania for the women's tag titles. Thoughts on the match?
It was fine. Again, like I said, it was a safe match. There was nothing crazy that happened in it. Bailey beat her. It's what it is. I mean, this match has already ran its course. This storyline has already ran its course. We're just waiting for Mania to get to the end of it. Right at this point, I don't think there's anything else or more you can do.
So I think Bailey and Liv work really well in the ring together.
Mm-hmm.
Their styles complement each other pretty well. But I think the bigger thing I've heard, especially some talk that I've heard rumor wise, is that Bailey might not even make it to this match at Mania, and we might see a Becky Lynch return to take her place.
Why?
Just as a way, because Becky and Lyra have that connection from back when they competed against each other in NXT, and the rumors are that Raquel and Liv take out Bailey, and Lyra needs somebody to take her place, and that Becky comes in to take her place. Just saying that's some of the rumors that I've heard, and curious what your thoughts on that would be.
I just don't see it. I mean, you're trying to hype up Lyra. This is her moment. Bailey's the perfect person to put next to her to do this match. I just don't. I don't know. I mean, essentially, if that's going to happen, you're saying that Liv and them are going to retain, because you wouldn't put it on Lyra and Bailey or Lyra and Becky.
I could see them putting it on Lyra and Becky.
Yeah, but this is Becky's return. Why would you do that?
I mean, Becky won her last title, or won the one title literally on that surprise return.
You're talking about
she came back at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but this is for a tag title.
Yeah,
now you're locking Becky into a tag. Let's say they win this tag champions. I mean, you're wasting now.
They don't necessarily have to hold it for a long time.
Huh?
They don't necessarily have to hold it for a long time. I don't know. Obviously, we're going to do an NXT recap at some point, but on NXT, there at Stand and Deliver, there's going to be a match between 4 women's tag teams, and the winner of that match gets a shot at the tag titles. And one of the teams that's competing in it is Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade back together, and I could see that being somebody who takes the title off whoever wins here. And honestly, I could imagine if Becky and Lyra were to tag, I could see them winning it and dropping it relatively soon. But it's an excuse to bring Becky back, and we know that WWE sometimes loves their hot shot booking. You know what I mean? Like they don't always write the best for returning stars. So like I said, just some rumors that I've been seeing, and was curious what your thoughts on it were.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just in my opinion, doesn't make any sense, because you don't need Becky doesn't need a return into a tag match. It's not necessary for her. It's a completely wasted person that you can have another storyline developed on after Mania. I mean, as if she comes back. We don't know. Again, this is a rumor.
Right.
I just to me, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if she does make some sort of return, it's got to be involving somebody else. I just don't see how this match would be that important to put Becky in. And obviously, they don't care about the women's tag titles really anyway. So why would you put? Well, I mean, then okay, now I'm talking myself into agreeing with it, because then you put the belt with Becky. Now you're bringing that some sort of eyes to the belt now.
Some prestige.
I'm wasting Becky's return to be tag champions with Lyra. I just don't see that.
I mean, like you said, unless their thought is to put a little shine on that belt by having someone like Becky hold it for a little while. But I feel like it would be a mistake to not have Bayley on the WrestleMania card, especially with the work she's done lately. Like, she's really carried some of these matches, especially like the one with Lyra. I think she deserves that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I can argue it, but I mean, I could see a world when it happens, but just for me, it doesn't make any sense.
It'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll know a little bit more, hear some more rumors by the time we do our next show. So we'll get back to that one. Following the women's match here, we went to a Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed of American Made. Rey Mysterio came out with the LWO, so we had some backup for both teams. Obviously, this is just a continuation of the storyline for El Grande Americano. Your thoughts here?
My boy. No, that was great. I had fun watching that match. And, you know, Ray isn't what he used to be. He doesn't run around the ring as fast as he used to, but he can still get around the ropes. So he actually put on a really good show. He's like one of the few small guys that could put on a good show against a bigger opponent.
Yeah.
Keep it interesting. So yeah, it was fine. Like I said, another safe match. They didn't do nothing too crazy in it. They know WrestleMania is this weekend. I was fine with it because most of the matches of the night were like this. They were like storyline, one person out of the storyline versus the other person, and just kind of let's get through this without getting any injuries.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they were trying to keep everybody safe going into that, which obviously something we're going to talk about in a little while. But I will say that point where Julius picked up Ray into the suplex position and carried him up the stairs. Holy crap, the strength to be able to do that is insane. Like,
well, Ray isn't the biggest guy either.
Still, to be holding a dude up like that while you're climbing the stairs, like that takes a little bit of upper body strength there.
No, I get that. I mean, that's back and body right there, and upper body. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was impressive. I mean, something you don't see very often in a match.
And I will say that the Creed brothers, for being the size that they are much like a lot of the current incoming crop of WWE younger talent, incredibly agile for their size.
Oh yeah, former wrestlers.
Yeah, they are. I really like them. I really like what they're doing. I'm glad they paired him with Chad Gable. I think he's kind of reminds me of when Kurt Angle had Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas under him, or they were America's Best Tag Team or something.
Well, that's what they're a copy of.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, this whole group feels like a homage to that group. Chad Gable definitely feels like a Kurt Angle, and the fact that he could take anything they give and just run with it is, I mean, this guy was the guy playing Shorty G for a little while. Hell. Obviously, though, Ray gets the win, causes some interference with El Grande. El Grande ends up hitting Ray with the loaded headbutt with the metal forehead and standing tall.
It's so cheesy.
Do we think El Grande Americano stays around for a while, or is this just going to be a one and done kind of thing, you think?
It's one and done. His mask is coming off during the match. It's one and done.
I mean, how can you do that to a luchador of his legendary status, though? I mean, we've never seen his face.
Hey,
I'm gonna be
listen,
excited to see
I've
who is
seen
under the
some
mask.
lucha matches where they take off the mask. Is this like this is their last homage for the ring?
I mean, the guy has had such a epic career that to see his mask come off like that is gonna it's almost gonna be a little bit heartbreaking. Um, like I said, I still remember his match back in like '91 against Hogan at SummerSlam.
Yes, yes,
Like
classic.
one of the few times Hogan put someone over.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I'm excited for it. I really love the character. I love how they've leaned into it so
Mhm.
much that I think it's absolutely hysterical, and how many people have just gotten behind this thing. So yeah, I mean, even if it's one and done, I think it'll be a fun little match for Mania.
No, absolutely. And then, like I said, with all the trolls online, I'm talking about him. What do they call it? He's not a luchador. It's embarrassing the Mexicans and all that stuff. They're playing along with it. That's the whole point of Ray getting involved in this match is to bring some sort of credibility back to lucha wrestling.
And I don't want to hear these people bitching about it because these are the people who loved Sami Zayn as El Generico. So
Mm-hmm.
like there's no literally no difference. It's an
Yeah,
homage to the luchador style.
that's
And
it.
obviously they're headed towards the hero coming out on top for it. And that's the way it's gonna be. And
Yeah,
it's a good um way of acknowledging the luchador tradition.
I agree.
Um but then so from this match we moved into AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. This obviously has been ongoing for a little while, where Karrion Kross has sort of been pushing AJ Styles backstage about
Mhm.
how he needs to embrace the dark side to defeat Logan Paul, and that the whole locker room needs him to beat Logan Paul.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy this version of Karrion Kross. I think the fact that they're giving him time to build his character like this. And he looked damn good in the ring, even in a losing effort. Other than that one botch, which I think partially was due to AJ Styles not quite getting himself into position correctly.
yeah.
He looked really good in the ring, even losing.
Well, that's why I'm interested in what was the whole point of putting him in there. So there's got to be a plan for him after
Oh
WrestleMania
yeah,
because it didn't make
they're
sense to do this and just bring this out of nowhere. It was kind of random.
they're building towards something, I think. Because I mean, you've had Karrion Kross doing his puppet master thing backstage. I mean, he did it with Sami Zayn. He is doing it with AJ now. Obviously, they're building towards some sort of bigger story. And like, I love the fact that people have finally noticed that everybody who he is puppet mastering with, he's styled his hair after them. So
Yes,
he kind of looks like it's like makes himself look like them. Like with
yeah,
Sami Zayn, he had that like the top knot thing like I have. With
yep,
AJ Styles, he's got like the bangs.
yeah,
I think that's he plays that manipulative sociopath character so well, and he is such a hard hitting wrestler. I love it. I just wish they would find something to actually do with him. And with having Scarlett by his side, my God, she is I, much like her character back with TNA, smoke show.
Well, it's weird. They haven't really let her talk much in the main roster. She's just kind of sitting there.
She's
I would,
just his ballet.
yeah, I would just like to see her get involved in some of these matches, sometime like she did in NXT. Now, maybe they had
Yeah.
she was a whole witch and everything down there. Why not? I don't know why they didn't bring it up here for the same thing. But yeah, I need Karrion Kross to get involved or do something with them. I don't know why you brought him back if you have no plans for the guy.
Also, did you happen to catch his promo afterwards?
No, actually, I didn't.
He if you get a chance, go and watch it. He had a really good post match promo talking about how even though he lost, there's big things coming and he still like won overall.
Mm,
It was real good. And he made a really funny line about even though he lost, he's still winning because he wakes up the next day next to a naked Scarlet, which was absolutely funny. Obviously though, after the match and after AJ Styles defeated Cross, we had Logan Paul come out and jump Styles, hit him with his metal right hand, and then hit that really impressive looking pulverizer. I hate the name, but I love the move, and
Yeah.
I know that Logan Paul is one of those guys that we all just love to hate. And I'm not going to lie, I think this match at Mania is going to be a really good match between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. I'm wondering what the plan with AJ is going to be for the next year, because there's been like talks. You've been hearing him in interviews talking about it's not going to be much longer. He's going to probably be retiring in the next year or two or a couple of years. So I would like to see AJ. They need to do more with AJ. He's one of the few wrestlers I think, in my opinion, I don't think they did enough with him in WWE. I think he's one of those guys who he's had his spots here and there, but I mean, he had injuries. He has a lot of injuries too, so that didn't help. But I think that there's, just in my opinion, there was a lot more to be desired out of AJ Styles since he's been in WWE. I don't know if you agree with that, but I mean, I can't really, can you name, more than a couple of matches that were like, you would consider A+ matches with AJ?
I mean, he had that really good feud with Cena. I mean, generally any match he's in is a pretty good match. The guy can out wrestle anybody. He's had some fluke injuries at the worst times. I'm pretty sure that he's already come out and said that once his contract is up, he's going to retire.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to wrestle longer than he should and sort of tarnish his legacy. So honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing them strap the title on him one more time before he's gone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They need to do something more with him.
Give him a short to medium length title run before he retires. And the nice thing is it can be either as a heel or a face, and he will make everybody look good. I think that's why this match against Logan Paul is going to be real good, because Paul puts the effort in, and AJ Styles can make whoever he's in the ring with look phenomenal. No pun intended.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a great match. Just that I'm hoping that before he retires, they give AJ a nice run to his retirement. That's what I'm hoping. Something to remember, that we will remember about AJ Styles. Like I said, if he retired today, I mean, would you clamor for him to be back?
I mean, I think the biggest thing we can remember about him was when he had the belt, and when SmackDown was the house that AJ Styles built.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the most memorable thing we could talk about with him. And then, like I said, like, he had that real fun Cena feud. He obviously, his work with the club was not quite what we would have liked. WWE sort of dropped the ball with them as a group. They also, I feel like, kind of missed an opportunity with him and Finn Balor. But because I think, honestly, isn't the only match we got between him and Finn Balor the impromptu one where Bray Wyatt had gotten sick, so Styles replaced him? Like, I feel like we could have had.
Listen to you. You're saying what I'm saying. It's like, it just hasn't been enough. Just in my opinion, it hasn't been enough.
No, I guess I'm agreeing with you. I think that, and I mean, we've all seen what he could do at TNA, and I feel like give him one really good quality standout feud before he goes. Like him versus Finn. Give us a extended feud against Finn Balor, and that would print money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're the perfect two. If there's the most perfect person to be in the ring with AJ would be Finn Balor.
And they have a storyline history.
I mean, Bullet Club.
Exactly. Like, and I mean, now that Gallows and Anderson are gone, I think it would be honestly a little bit smoother just having a match between Balor and styles.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Moving on, though, we went from this match into a in-ring promo from the Yeet Machine, main event Jey Uso. Nothing really super out of like the norm here. It was pretty much just your basic. I'm kind of like I'm all locked in and ready to go for Mania. The any thoughts on that?
I I'll be honest with you. I thought it was pointless.
Yeah,
He didn't bring any other intrigue to the match other than Gunther doing his promo. I mean, I didn't even know why he came out. I thought he was going to give us some more, with another work of the microphone, but he didn't give us anything. I didn't understand. Honestly, I didn't understand why he came out and what was the whole point.
I honestly feel that they would have been fine with just having Gunther's promo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't it didn't really bring anything new to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just your average generic, oh, I'm ready for the big event and nothing's gonna stop me from winning good guy promo. Um
They could have. I mean, they could even turn that whole promo from Gunther if they wanted to involve Jey somehow for this match. Just say he should have done promo backstage, or even
yeah,
like a via satellite interview and let him do it that way. I just didn't understand. I mean, I guess Jey was there to hype up the crowd. I guess it was just like a hype
yeah,
moment for everybody.
get
But
everyone eating.
yeah, but to me, it was just pointless. I don't know why they did that. Didn't make any sense. He didn't do anything either. He just stood on the table and he just did yeet for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, the whole heat thing is starting to get a little bit overdone for me. Um
Well, that's
like
the
I
point I'm
get
thinking about Jey. He's limited. He's limited.
yeah, he's got a ceiling that I think if he wins the title, he definitely has reached that ceiling. I don't think he's gonna do anything super spectacular and be able to burst through that like some of these other stars, where winning a title skyrocketed them to like constant main event stardom.
Yep. And I think that, depending on what the outcome is of that match, I'll be honest with you, in my opinion, put the Usos back, change it up a little bit, throw mask on them or something. I don't know. Do something new with them, because I don't even know what they're doing with Jimmy either. I mean, Jimmy's just there. He's just getting a paycheck right now.
Yeah, put them tagging back together.
Yeah,
Um,
I would do
you
that.
and it gives you a legit tag team to throw back into one of the divisions.
Yep.
Somebody
And they need
somebody who yeah, somebody who you know is going to be that you know can have a good tag team match. Like, give
Mm-hmm.
me the Usos versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh,
Like,
all
tell me
day.
that wouldn't be a kick-ass match.
All day. Give it to
Yeah.
me. Give it.
Um.
And we need to say, and that's another reason why I said they need more men's tag teams, because they have some legendary tag teams in WWE right now, but there's only 4 and they're just wrestling each other.
Exactly.
And that's all we're getting out of it. I would love
Give
to see
us.
those. I would love to even see the New Day against maybe even the Machine Guns or DIY or something like that. Let's get me something more than just running the circle with the same people. But yeah, I
Exactly.
definitely bring the Usos back together.
I think I have to agree with that. I'd like to just get past this feud and go on from there.
Mm-hmm.
So up next was your boy Penta versus Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one.
Great match. That was a good match. I mean, it was fun. Your boy Finn Balor, again, like we just talked about him. I mean, the guy can get in the ring with anybody. I don't care what his size is compared to somebody else. He always puts on a great show when he's in the ring, and he had to be getting in the ring with my boy Penta. I mean, that was a fun match. I can't be mad at it. The only thing I do want to bring up is we got to check on Braun, because when Penta jumped out of the ring, looked like Braun was holding that leg, and it looked real. That he wasn't even trying to move, he wasn't trying to bend it. I don't even understand why he didn't need to fake it. If it was fake, I think he really legitimately injured his knee.
Maybe tweak something.
Yep.
So you're not the first person who I've talked to who said that. I honestly didn't see it when I was watching. Um, so I'm kind of concerned that it is actually something. But
Hmm.
the fact that there hasn't been any talk about it makes me think that he's most likely fine. Because I feel like this close to Mania, if he was injured and they needed to pull him, we would have heard something.
Well,
And
here's the kicker. Remember we talking about debuts. If he can't go, you got Miro sitting in the wings.
yeah, but he'd have to vacate the title.
No, what
And
I'm saying, depending on what the injury is, it's a four-man match for that title.
yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that. I'd be real disappointed if that ended up being the case because
Hmm.
Braun has been on such a tear and has looked so damn good. Like
Hmm.
right, like even during this when he came out, when his music hit, the look on Carlito's face was priceless.
They
And
show
then
him
coming out and he hit that real nice double spear on
run.
Dominic and Carlito, and just like the way he moves for being as big of a man as he is, and the fact that he can go with literally any size person. It would be a real shame if we missed. I think this four way is going to be the match of whichever night it's on.
Yeah.
The quality of the people in the match and just the story has been fantastic for it. I'm really enjoying it. I think we're going to see Carlito get murdered too.
No, yeah, he's definitely going to get speared. I mean, if obviously if Braun makes the match, hopefully again,
Yeah,
I'm hoping that he's not injured. I need him in this match. I want to see him in this match. Yeah. But yeah, if you get a chance, go back on Netflix and try and watch it back. You can see, like, I mean, it didn't look good. I played sports, I've coached sports, and I know when someone has a bad injury, it looked bad. And if it didn't, he did a great job at faking it because I'm telling you right now, that leg was locked tight and he was not trying to move it. He kept scooting on the ground, trying to get up against back up against the cage so that he didn't have to bend his knee or had to force himself up. He was hurt. He was grabbing that leg.
I'll have to go back and take a look because I'm very curious to see what exactly happened. This segment two match ended obviously in a DQ because of Braun coming out. Finn got the win via DQ. However, Penta was the man who ended up standing tall at the very end of this. Do you think that was the right choice?
Yes, because you're still trying to keep the hype train going for him. So you do have to have him stand tall in those moments. He can lose, in a four-way match at Mania, but he is the focus because he's the newest wrestler they're trying to promote. So it makes business sense.
Yeah, and I mean in a four way he can lose because he doesn't have to take the pin, so he
Right.
can still look strong.
Yep.
Um, okay, cool. I I do like that he was the one who was standing tall as well, because it seems like the last couple weeks he kind of was getting worked over in some of those
Hmm.
post match beatdowns,
Hmm.
be it by Finn or be it by Braun. So it was nice to see him at least get a little bit of a one up on that one.
Yep.
So after this match, we went backstage where we saw Paul Heyman waiting for what we assumed at the time was Roman Reigns to arrive,
Hmm.
and Punk coming up to talk to Heyman. When Roman Reigns arrived and walked right past Heyman to the ring, but before we get to the promo from Reigns and Heyman out there, what are your thoughts on what was going on backstage there?
I thought it was a little confusing because I don't know. I mean, is he going to be in CM Punk's corner or not? I mean, if he is, then I don't understand why he's waiting for Roman Reigns. So that's the only thing
So
that's confusing me. I don't know what we're doing here. I mean, you're telling two different storylines here. This is what leads me to believe that he's going to go with Seth Rollins.
So I'm pretty sure they're just trying to go with he's kind of torn between his love for Reigns and his friendship with Punk.
Hmm.
I think the thing that stood out to me the most was the way how Punk was just watching over Heyman's shoulder. And
Hmm.
as soon as Reigns pulled up, he made sure to like put his arm around Heyman
Hmm.
and do everything he can to sort of piss off Reigns. And I think that Seth Rollins has made a couple points on like interviews in that about Punk being like super manipulative and knowing exactly what he's doing.
Hmm.
Part of me kind of feels that Punk is using his friendship here
Hmm.
as as a weapon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a mind game. That's what he's doing right now. But again, I don't understand. This is again. This, I think that's the reason why you don't understand is I think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna help Seth Rollins win this match.
I agree. So Reigns arrives, walks directly past Heyman because he's pissed off, goes
Yeah.
to the ring. They get out to the ring and start their promo. Reigns gets acknowledged, obviously, by the crowd, and basically is treating Heyman like crap. Rollins is the first one to come out to the ring.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this promo?
Excellent. I mean, I think it again. They're tying that storyline together right now, and it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, they ended they like I said they ended the night on a plus plus.
The This promo, I mean, everything in this feud has been great. Rollins is definitely, or I should rephrase it. Heyman and Rollins, in their own ways, are the glue that's holding this feud together. Um, I was, it didn't, I didn't expect it to turn as physical as it did, as quickly as it did, with Reigns attacking Rollins. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried that Rollins had injured himself there when
Mm-hmm.
Reigns threw him into the ring post, the way he was grabbing at his arm, and then later on the way he was shaking the feeling back into his arm. I'm hoping that it was just him playing it up. So he throws Rollins out of the ring, and Heyman starts celebrating, thinking that Reigns is accepting again, only for Reigns to put hands on Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Were you expecting that? Because that kind of threw me off. I wasn't expecting him to get physical with Heyman.
I did because everyone's been getting physical with him other than CM Punk.
Yeah,
Seth being physical with him. Now you got Roman. CM Punk's just doing the mind game thing on the side. So no problems.
so obviously Punk came out to rescue Heyman, which is to be expected. Got hit by a spear with Reigns, and
Mm-hmm.
as seen in your picture behind you, Rollins came in with the chair, very reminiscent of the Shield betrayal.
Yep.
And I think the bigger story than that flashback there, and that's such a great picture behind you,
Yeah.
is after Rollins stomped both men and was standing there staring, looking at Heyman, the look between them and the almost like now you owe me a second favor kind of thing.
Yep.
I I really have to agree with you. I think that this is going to lead to, even if it's not on a permanent basis, Heyman siding with Rollins.
Oh yeah. It's gonna happen. This is guaranteed. I don't I think after everything's been happening over these last 2 weeks, to me it just lines up for Heyman to betray both of them and go with Seth Rollins because I mean he can't choose. The problem is he's not gonna be able to choose between the two. So
Yeah.
the easiest way to not have to choose the two would be to go with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. That he doesn't have to make a choice there.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Reigns putting hands on him is gonna probably make his choice a little bit easier.
Well, I think what's
Um,
going to happen is Roman is going to not let him come down to the ring with him, and he's going to come out. Heyman's going to come out later in the middle of the match at some point, and that's when he's going to screw Roman over,
I
and
can
Seth Rollins is going to win the match.
I think obviously like we've talked about, we are going to do a predictions video for this. The one spoiler that I'll say is I think Reigns is the one who takes the pin. I don't know which of them does it, but I
Mm-hmm.
think Reigns is the one who eats the pin.
Yep, yeah, I can see that.
So Raw closed out on a for the go home show, closed out on a really high note. Um, that main event of night one is going to be an absolute barn burner,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really content with the way they turned their stories around for several of their storylines and have gotten to where they needed to for Mania.
Let's let's just start Mania. Let's
Yeah,
start it tonight. I don't care. Let's just get it started.
yeah, I'm absolutely ready for it. Before we close out here, though, I don't know if you heard there were a couple interesting news items that came up this week. Did you see that allegedly, um, the Miz was supposed to have a feud with Joe Hendry?
No.
Yeah. So after Mania, there was talk about it this week that they were going to have Miz and Henry feud, but the now former head of TNA Creative refused because it would have had obviously Henry would have probably taken the loss there, so
Mm-hmm.
they straight up refused to do it.
Eh, I guess. I mean, they could have let him win the match. Miz
Uh,
isn't doing anything right now anyway. He's been taking falls left and right.
That's what I was going to say is I don't understand why you wouldn't take that time. I mean, Miz is willing to pretty much put everybody over. The guy
Mm.
has no qualms in being the fall guy.
Well, that's what he does now.
Yeah. And he does, he makes people look good when he does it. The guy can
Mm-hmm.
still go in the ring. He can still put on a 3.5 to 4 star match and
Mm-hmm.
make whoever beats him the look really good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wish they would have went with it, but I think we got enough matches on record right now that I don't think that you could wait till after Mania to do something like that.
Yeah, as long as Henry's rotator cuff injury
Right.
isn't bad, which off topic on that, I mean, they're letting him wrestle in 2 different matches, so I can't imagine it's that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One, they're letting him wrestle in a tag team match, and then they're letting him wrestle in his pay-per-view 3-way title match against Ethan Page and Kazarian, I think. But so I have to imagine his rotator cuff injury can't be that bad to do it. But
Hopefully, and that could be another reason why they didn't do the feud.
yeah, just so that they didn't risk him getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so that wraps up our recap of this week's Monday Night Raw, the what I like to call almost like a series finale or a season finale before Mania is how I always look at it. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of just like you said, I want Mania to be here, and that we're gonna have shows, couple more over the next few days. We're gonna do stand and deliver predictions. We're gonna do Mania predictions. We will give you our recap of SmackDown. So make sure you tune in, you subscribe, comment. We thank everybody for watching. We are grateful for the support you guys give, and have a great rest of your night, everybody.